Welcome back to Sweat Equity. Eric Valdez alongside Jules Johnson and Lynn Lopez.
What's up?
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
It's good. All right. Today we got fitness and health questions. All right, that we want to be answering today, for sure. But before that, just want to get into what's going on this weekend for Father's Day.
Man, it's Father's Day. We're just gonna chill out, bro. It's good. I'm gonna hang out with my dad. Be hanging out with his dad. We got some.
It's gonna be my first Father's Day, so I'm super excited.
Nice,
for sure.
nice.
It just for me, it's always. I've told y'all before how special it is. I didn't grow up with a dad, and like that. So now that I have my own, I'm ready. Step into those shoes, and I don't think I'm there with the classic Monarch, jorts,
Oh my gosh.
polo with the leather weave belt yet.
The white New Balance.
Bro,
Yeah.
get ready for your first set of socks, bro. Your first set of Father's Day socks, bro.
Nike white socks.
Heck yeah.
I don't think I'm there yet. I was looking at them. Me and Crystal were at a academy the other day. And we were trying to shop for some new shoes. And I passed by. I was like, "Hey, babe, what do you think about these joints?" She was like, "You better stop."
You gotta get the New Balance, the Grill Master 3s, the New Balance Grill Master 3s.
I don't even know what shoes that I got. Have you ever the brand that I got? The new ones, the white.
The white.
It's like a Q. It's like some nice lightweight running shoes. So
Okay.
me and her got
They're
some.
like those
I have
minimalist
no clue. Yeah, what they're called. I just know that I like the design and I like the colors. So, and then Crystal had a pair already, so I was like, all right, babe, let's get these. Like that.
Oh man,
for sure. How
You
about
can't
you?
suck a
What
bro.
you planning for your
Shoot,
dad?
Nothing.
Dang.
That's savage, bro. Welcome to Father's Day, my guy.
My dad took off, and he's out there in New Braunfels right now, having the time of his life on the river.
He's
So
like, I don't need y'all. Y'all
Yeah,
not
he's
getting me
like-
shit anyway.
yeah, he hooked up the RV, and he's like, "I'm gone. I'll see you Monday." And
Have
I'm
you
like,
heard that one comedian? Yes. What are those?
I don't.
On Cloud.
On Cloud.
Hey,
Okay.
on
Nice.
Cloud. Hey, you feel like you're on the cloud.
Nice.
They're very nice. I was telling Lynn, I was like, they're not sprint shoes, but they're some good running shoes.
That's a good distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel a little awkward when I was trying to do some sprints on the treadmill the other day, and I was like, nah, these ain't sprint shoes.
All right.
These are good. These are good freaking running shoes, though. You know what I mean?
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, on
Nice.
Cloud. Yeah, so check them out. Y'all want some good running shoes on Cloud for sure. And they look better than Brooks. I know Brooks. I know Brooks is up there, but for sure.
I like the Sauconys, bro. I like the Sauconys and the.
I call it Saucony.
So I think
If
it's
you know
Saucony.
the correct pronunciation, hit us up. I say Saucony.
I think it's Saucony. I think
Yeah.
there was something. I was looking at something online where they were like the CEO was like, let's change the name because nobody can pronounce our shoe. That was probably like a spoof or something. But
Yeah.
what's the other one?
It's like Adidas. No one knew what the fuck Adidas was.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, when
dude,
it
all
first
day I
came
dreamed
out.
about
Yeah,
sex.
Yeah.
like when they first saw that, but now they're the number 2 in the world. With shoes.
All day I dreamed
about sex.
alongside even with Nike. Did you ever catch the what's the new movie that just came out with?
the Jordan, Air Jordan movie.
It's called isn't it called Air?
I think it's called Air.
Air, yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
seen it?
I have not seen
No?
it, but I know
It's on Prime, so
it was talking about the
watch
shit.
it.
it's just the
split.
whole sales, come up on freaking how they, freaking bet it all on Jordan and then really freaking like that because they weren't giving anybody any type of shoe deal like that in the NBA or any sports at all, and then, they took the chance on him being a young like that. But it's a great movie. It's a really good movie. Like that, it's one of those movies on top tier, like with a business ads, like with the McDonald one.
"Oh yeah, I watched that one." Yeah.
Or what's the other one?
Dallas
The
Buyers Club.
Big Short. It's one of those good movies like that where I think I want to do a little segment on that. Good movies to watch for business and things like that. For sure. But it's I think it's on top tier like that. So if you got Amazon Prime, it's already free on there. Go check it out for sure.
Adidas.
Like
All day I dreamed about
But let
sex.
me go back to Father's Day because over here, Lynn.
It wasn't me. He just took off.
Dude.
Liv's like, I'm not doing nothing for my dad.
Yeah, you ever see that one comedian that was talking about the different the rankings of holidays, and like Christmas is number 1, Mother's Day's number 2.
Right.
And then Father's Day's all the way down to like it was
The very
18 or 20.
the very bottom holiday.
He was talking about like Arbor Day was ahead of. He's like, I'm like, what?
Like the earth is
And
I mean, trees are
when he said
important,
that, I was
okay?
like, what the fuck is Arbor Day?
Bro, this day you plant a bunch of trees.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Right, exactly.
Arbor Day, Earth Day, 2 very different holidays, both equally important.
Look, so pumped up about Arbor Day, bro.
Oh, my God.
Nothing is happening for Father's Day,
He
though.
cares about planting trees more than freaking celebrating.
Hey,
her
you can
dad.
plant trees on Father's Day. That's
Whack. Just get him some fucking underwear and fucking socks. Man.
Some
It's
socks,
better.
bro. Some socks. You get you some socks, you be straight.
Nah, for sure. All right, guys, let's go ahead and roll into our topics. You know, main one like that that I've been getting, and it's across the board. You know, that I always get, especially like that. And this is in any sport, you know, but more specifically, they were asking about, you know, weightlifting, you know, or cardio for jiu-jitsu, you know, and I've had this conversation, you know, come up, or this question been coming up, you know, for me. And first, you know, it's just, you know, I would preference when people ask me these questions like that, you know, is it, you know, what's your main goal? What's your, you know, for sure. And obviously they're asking for BJJ. So, you know, for me, I'm just automatically going to go to and assume that, you know, they're getting ready for a tournament. They're getting ready for some type of competition like that. So let's think about, and let's, you know, really, you know, what are you already doing for a whole hour session, you know, for BJJ?
Right, moving bodies around.
Like that.
Yeah.
But it's essentially
Cardio.
you know, high intensity interval training, which is cardio.
Yeah.
Like that. So now you're gonna compile more cardio on top of that. I don't suggest that at all. You know, the only reason that I suggest cardio, all right, you know, is that those big tournaments like what just happened at IBJJF, you know,
Right.
And you know ahead of time that you're gonna be, if you're a contender, you know, for something, you know, with so many rounds in it that you're
Right.
going to be doing 7, 8, you know, I think even some people going up to 10 rounds like that, yeah, you know, it's very important to compile those big, heavy cardio sessions on top of your training itself. Not because, you know, for, you know, for the what the running does for you, all right?
Right.
It's all about the endurance. You know
That's
what I
it.
mean? Like
But
that.
it's a different type of endurance.
Yeah, it's
Right.
a very type of,
Because-
very different type of endurance.
Because you have to be ready to like you have to be ready to go, but then you have to come back down and be able to recover fast enough to go just as hard again, and that's what.
Yeah, you know, and so, but that's what just going back. I'm like, you know, if it's just a regular tournament, you know, for a weekend like that, and you know, and you're only gonna be doing what, max 3-4 rounds.
Right.
Like honestly, like you know,
Right.
how like on a regular tournament, you know, even like a local IBJJF, how many rounds have you done?
But, I think the most has been 4.
6.
You've
Yeah.
done this 6 rounds?
Yeah, for gi and no gi at the
Oh,
same day.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Now you make a
Yeah.
different point. You know,
Yeah.
I get, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So now my thought process is going to change a little bit, you know, because I totally forgot that. You know, not too many people like that, you know, freaking are doing gi and no gi. You know, they just stick to one thing.
Yeah.
All right, for sure. All right, I'm happy that you brought that up. But, okay, so let's just say you're just sticking to one style. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Just gi or no gi, whatever it is like that. All right, you're looking at easily 3, maybe 4 max, you know, in that one day. All right. So I wouldn't be focusing on more cardio. You're already doing
Right.
enough cardio if you're consistent with your training as it is. All right. And what is consistency with your training? You know, let's say mediocre average, you're doing about 3 to 4 sessions. All right. You're above average, you're looking at 5 to 6 sessions, you know, like that.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, if you're below average, you know, 1 to 2 sessions a week, all right, best believe I'm beginning telling you, you better get your road work in.
You
know
need
what I mean?
cardio for
because
a number of different reasons.
Yeah, all right?
Right.
And that just goes to my point, because the best cardio, all right, is, you know, like, not even the best cardio, let's just, the best workout, you know, for, you know, it's going to be the sport that you play in anyway.
Right.
Get the rounds in, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Put the time on the mat. You know, like that. That itself is going to take care of itself.
The mat,
Yeah,
the
like
court, the field,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
For sure.
That's definitely the best
know.
preparation for
And-
your event. Is
and
your
so-
event.
100%.
And so that just goes to, from what I will always tell people is like, all right, you're already doing enough cardio, all right? you're getting anywhere between 4 to 6 sessions a weekend. All right, that's a ton of cardio. You know, you're doing an hour session like that. You know, even in the sessions, you're getting anywhere between 6 to 10 rounds.
Right, right.
What are the rounds look like? 6 minutes in, about 2 minute, 1 to 2 minute breaks in between. Like
cool down.
your heart rate is going up and down like crazy.
That's it.
Like, best believe that you're getting enough cardio.
Yeah.
So now my thing, what I'm telling people is like, okay, you got to look at what you're not doing, and what is that? Actually, strength and conditioning. You know what I mean? Like that, getting those compound lifts in. And then trying. There's nothing that you're gonna really simulate. You're not gonna really simulate any type of
Jesus Christ.
Right?
No, it's fine.
Get the squats, the deadlifts.
Here we go.
For sure. The bench, the overhead press.
So I used to do this kind of Tabata style workout, which is Tabata is like the 20 seconds on, 10-second rest, 20 seconds on, and I used to do that to kind of get like cardio, if you will, and weight and the strength and condition at the same time. How do you feel about that type of thing?
I'm gonna stop you there, and just for the fact that when people are gonna easily start to do that type of weightlifting, all right, and they're gonna abuse it real quick, all right, because what's gonna turn into, all right, is that their form is gonna start to turn shitty because they're just trying to get as many reps in they can within that time frame, and then on top of that, they're not even gonna because they're not focusing on their form and their function and the full range of motion and things like that through that thing. Like all kinds of things are gonna start to break down, and they're gonna just start to recruit bad muscle habits and stuff like that. So I wouldn't recommend that, just because especially with the competitive mindset that they're already in, because they're going into training for some type of tournament and stuff like that. It can just easily just be abused, all right, and then form, everything like that is just gonna go out the window, and then now they're gonna start doing more disservice than good to what they're doing for.
To start doing CrossFit.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what CrossFit is. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. You're just trying to lift heavy weight, for a certain amount of period, as many times you can. And then if you're not, a lot of people that get injured in those, like, I love all the lifts in CrossFit. Those are Olympic style lifts, those compound style lifts, everything like that. Those are all great lifts if you know how to properly lift. With great form and stuff like that. Right. But those guys, what are they? They're the 1%ers, all right, like that. So freaking, John Smith, that just not doing what he's doing, and like that, is a lawyer, and weekend warrior and everything like that. That wants to get in, and then now he's training super hard. That's never trained real super hard like that. He's gonna easily just freaking abuse that type of lifting style like that, and nothing is controlled, nothing is good form like that, and then hell, he's gonna go ahead and injure himself, not even make it to the tournament.
Right.
Like that. So, so again, just going back, all right, you're already getting the cardio aspect in just from the training itself, all right, and then there's nothing that's gonna beat any type of workout than actually getting the time on the mat.
Right.
Right.
For sure.
So what I always will recommend after that is, all right, what are you not doing? All right, let's go ahead and focus on your strength aspect. You know what I mean? And you're not trying to build ton of muscle or anything like that. Do not take it in that type of way, all right, because it's you're sending competing signals, all right, all right. BJJ is again from the if you're doing 3 to 4 rounds to get to first place, or even more like what Lynn said, going gi and then doing no gi afterwards, which you're doing anywhere from 6 to 8 rounds, if you're going to be going for first place and things like that.
Right.
All right. Muscle is going to be weighing you down. All right. Are you going to fucking look great and shredded and, great physique and stuff like that? Hey, you best believe that you best believe that muscle is going to be burning a ton of energy, to hold on to.
Bro, for sure.
So you're not going to,
that's true.
Yeah, you're not going to be lifting weights to build muscle, like that. Unless, you're trying to go up in weight class. You know, I don't know too many freaking guys that are doing this sport that wants to go up in weight class.
Right.
Like that. Everybody's always trying to have an edge and, you know, lean out and then cut down to the best possible weight class, you know, underneath them, you know, to, again, like what we talked about IBJJF, give us the best chance. You know what I mean? I don't know how important, you know, a battlegrounds is on a Saturday.
I mean, you know.
But hey, if that's their, you know, their thing, then hey, go ahead by all means. You know, you got to start somewhere. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, my recommendation, you know, for sure is to focus on the weights, you know, and especially when you're lifting with the weights, more focusing on your mobility through weight training.
Okay.
You know, exactly. You know, and so because a lot of people, you know, when I'm going through and like that, starting with the kids, you know, and then especially with the adults, I'm like, they, you know, off the bat, they're just so, you know, they're not flexible enough. The range of motion isn't full at all, like that. And then on top of that, through years of just bad and poor habits, you know, they're just recruited, you know, over the years, you know, whether it's through their own lifting or just they're lifting at all, you know, and just like that. It's just that's one thing that I recommend focusing more.
I've been focusing a lot on my ankle strength.
You know, a lot of people came.
Yeah.
So,
like 100%.
I can go a little bit more depth in that, and a lot of people think, oh, you know, I'm horrible at squats. You know what I mean? And I've mentioned this a couple times to my students and, you know, people that are lifting and things like that, because you'll see a very common occurrence when, you know, you get in a squat position,
right?
You know, all right. Next time you go in your stretches, all right. I challenge you. All right, that you go on your stretches, and I'm pretty sure everybody has that one stretch where you get into that, you know, into that Japanese style position or that squat position like that. You look at everybody's and count how many heels are off that floor.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Like that. You know, and then they're like, oh, I'm just bad at squats. I'm like, no, you're not bad at squats. All right. You just have horrible dexterity and flexibility, you know, in your ankles or your hips. Your hip flexors are very tight, like that. All right, and the reason that people always run into injuries, all right, it's not because they have bad knees, all right, it's because, you know, somewhere either at the hip or at the ankle, all right, there's a problem there that they're not addressing, all right, that's what causes knee problems, all right. So if you're looking at someone's leg, all right, the top part being the hip where my knuckle is, and the bottom my bottom knuckle being the ankle. All right, if one of those things are off, all right, look what the knee is doing. Right. Either it's pointing out or caving in. Right. All right, like that. All right, the knee itself doesn't, you know, do that. All right, it means because something at the bottom or the top is what's giving that impingement or creating that issue like that, and then you run into the ACL tears, the meniscus tears, you know, all those things like that. You know, so yeah, you know, that's why I say, if you know, okay, you're already doing enough cardio, so go ahead, focus on your strength and conditioning, you know, but more towards mobility, working out, you know. So, you know, even if you're not even there, you know, mobility with weights, all right, then regress yourself, you know, mobility with bands. Even if that's hard like that, then just by itself, body weight. You know, you can always, you know, just keep going down, you know, always to just, you know, by yourself itself. Yeah.
So I know you remember, I don't know if you remember, Lynn, but a while back, I hurt I damaged my groin. Like, I don't know what I did to it. I damaged it. And then we started working out because of my groin. And I'll never forget, but you made me go look up some stuff because I was like, oh, my groin hurts. I probably need to stretch it.
No.
I probably need to stretch it.
Do not,
and that's what you said. And then so I go and I look at it, it was like, no, it hurts because it was overstretched. And now you need to get it back to the regular size.
You got to strengthen it back up.
And then one of the things that people don't realize when they go out and start doing all these workouts and start doing this is you need to work out, because working out will build the muscle that protects the joints to help save the ligaments and prevent the injury. So you need to have some of that in your regimen to begin with. But you also have to make sure that you're working out with the right form and function and with the right thing in mind. Like, if you have something that's pulled or torn or tweaked or whatever it is. Figure out what it is and what you need to do
if it's
to
torn,
fix that.
yeah. If it's torn or tweaked, hey, by all means, see a physician. You know, get it fixed like that. Do not train at it at all. If it's just pulled or strained, that's the word that like that, like what you're talking about is pulled or strained. All right, so you got to think of it in terms. Okay, your muscles are like rubber bands. All right, so that the athleticity of it like that, either it's going to be super stretchy like that, or it's like a brand new rubber band when you get fresh out the bag. What is it? Is it's super real tight.
Yeah.
Like that. Over time it's going to wear out. It's going to be loose. All right.
Yep.
Okay. And so all right. If you have a rubber band that's loose, why are you gonna keep stretching it? You know what I mean? Think of it in like that.
Right.
You keep if it's a loose rubber band already and you stretch it, more.
I'm not gonna be able to hold a straight face.
Yeah. All right. Let's be honest.
Right.
Let's be honest. You're gonna tear that rubber band.
Right.
All right. So, all right. Pause.
That's right, though. That's right.
So all right. So if you are running into a strain or anything like that, okay, I wouldn't think about mobility wise, because mobility, is causing you to stretch it more.
Right.
Okay? You need to strengthen it. All right. You need some type of resistance. Okay. Like that, you got to do more rehab, like that. And it's not heavy load at all. All right. You better not even be thinking about 5x5s or 3x10s like that. You're thinking about anywhere from like 3 to 5 sets, 20 to 30 reps. All right, like that. You're fine.
Lightweight.
You're trying to little to no weight like that. All right. And I'm not even talking about lightweight. Okay, little to no weight.
Okay.
All right. And it's to fire off that muscle, get it a lot tighter, starting to strengthen it up, all the supporting muscle groups around it as well, to start to restabilize it.
Right.
Like that. All right. The best saying that I've heard in the industry is that mobility without stability is instability.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Like that. The best way you can think about it is that, all right, what's the most, off the top of your head as a human being, who's the most flexible?
Oh, women.
Huh?
Women.
Not just
like dancers.
Gymnasts or one like that. But in my mind, I was thinking about an infant, a baby.
Oh,
very like that, right?
Right.
They're very flexible. All right, you can freaking my son right now, I could put his toe all the way to his nose and he's laughing about it. I was like, I can't even think about doing that, right? Like that. The only reason my toe is touching my nose is because someone's stacking the shit.
Right. I've been here
and like that, and that does not feel good.
Yeah.
But then again, all right, are you gonna be fucking loading the bar on a baby's back and telling them to squat? They can go as the grass,
right?
But are you gonna be putting 225? Why not? They they don't have the strength for it.
Right.
All right. Then again, let's take it to the extreme side. All right. A bodybuilder, a freaking someone super massive and stuff like that. All right. They can't even freaking put their hands behind their back and scratch their ass, let alone wipe it and stuff like that.
They can't put their arms all the way down by their side.
They're just so muscle bound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So freaking, are you gonna be putting them in a yoga class and freaking and making them do all the poses and things like that with proficiency? No, you're not.
If you want to be. If you want to be and put on that type of muscle, like you were just saying, if you want to do that, my suggestion would be do whatever you can do to keep your mobility and your flexibility.
Yeah, and so that's where the flying line comes in. And I hear it too all the time. And people have two things about it. Oh, I don't want to lift a lot of weights. I'm gonna get too big, and I'm not gonna be able to scratch my back and things like that.
Right.
And I'm not gonna be flexible. I'm like, you will be surprised how much range of motion and how much flexible you will get through lifting weights. All right, like that. Because if you just totally focus on just flexibility and things like that, all right, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't expect that you're gonna be lifting any type of less mediocre weight. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not even talking about trying to go for PRs or anything like that. Just mediocre weight. I'm not gonna be putting 135 on your back, or even like 200 or anything, 225 on your back like that. It's not gonna happen, even if you are flexible like that. Like that, because you get those people, you get those athletic bodies, that are super mobile and things like that. But they can't lift nothing.
Right.
You know, and so, but it's a fine line. You know, and you'll see those athletes. You know, those guys they'll have those athletic bodies. You know, that are doing both. You know, lifting for strength like that, but they're not. You know, over freaking. Bodybuilder and things like that, trying to look like some masthetic kind of physique,
right?
Like that. You know,
that Green. Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, those guys. All right, they're not. That's not their purpose. You know, they're and even for classic physique is that more natural bodybuilding. You know, classic Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of look. Right. They're not even trying to look like that.
Right.
You know, you're just talking about a typical guy that loves going out and playing, you know, a pickup basketball game or, you know, a football game or stuff like some flag football, you know, or some volleyball. You know, those guys have great, you know, they have a great physique, everything like that. But I can pretty sure tell you, you know, because they're still working out and everything, you could throw them into a yoga class, Pilates class like that, and they still have a great full range of motion. And you'll be surprised at how much, you know, just lifting weights and, you know, will do that for your body like that. I'm a big person, and I preach to anybody that I personal train and stuff like that. You'll always hear me, you know, when they're all the way up, all the way down. You know
right. I remember that.
Yeah, I will always say that, you know. And then there's a point too, even for me, because then, you know, there's right now I'm having my classes with my kids where we're doing strength training with them. All right, because a lot of them, okay, they can do all the way up, all the way down, but they have no stability, you know, with that full range of motion. So then, you know, I get to a point where, like, you know what, is that, you know, your full range of motion is where you're extending or contracting, you know, all the way where you still have good stability and control of that weight or that resistance,
right,
without your form breaking down. As soon as you feel your form breaking down, all right, just stop there. Even if it's about a third of the way, a quarter of the way, like that, whatever it is. All right, just stop there, and you know what? That's your range of motion.
That's when that's when you reach the end of your range.
You know, eventually, as long as you're consistent, all right, then you'll be able to go 100% away from your body, 100% all the way into your body, whatever the workout is. And so, the next question, you know, that goes hand in hand, you know, with what people were asking me for lifting or cardio too, all right, is then now it's about running or sprinting.
Oh, all right. I know the answer to this.
Yeah, one. That's a big one too, and then again, for me, all right, again, it's a fine line. What I tell people, all right, and off the bat, what I always recommend people is get your sprints in, okay. Again, getting your time on the mat and rolling, all right, there's nothing that's going to replace that. All right, 3-5 miles, you know, like that, it's not going to replace doing the time on the mat, all right, or in the sport that you play in. You know, get the time in and like that. But you're talking about, you know, you're not. What is the 3 miles, you know, usually take? You're talking about an average person, they're running anyway, between 8 to 10 minutes a mile. So you're talking about anywhere.
Fam, you give an average person way too much speed, bro. I would say average. You're talking between 10-12 minute miles.
Okay, I'm talking about you know,
average athlete. Okay, 8 to I could go 8 to 10, but average person, bro.
Yeah, thank you. All right, like that. Damn, Jules, why you gotta call everybody out, bro?
I'm just keeping it all world.
So let's say the average athlete that's getting in 46 times a week. All right. Okay. Anywhere between 8 to 10 minutes. All right. And so I'm like, when the hell are you ever running, all right, or doing a tournament or anything 30 minutes straight, 28 minutes straight, 26 minutes straight? You know, never. All right.
It's not a thing.
All right.
It's not a thing.
How often are you getting into 15, 20, 30-second scrambles?
All the time.
All the time. You know what I mean? So you know, it's not gonna replace what you're doing on the mat, but you know what? It's gonna be the closest thing there is. Those speed drills, those hill sprints, you know, like that, where you're freaking full on sprinting on a treadmill or on the track, whatever it is, like that. Anywhere between 15 to 30 seconds. You know, for me, I love.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
I have a circuit that I do and I love it. You know, freaking it's constantly tricking my body. so it doesn't get with that steady state of just cardio endurance like that. And so when I always have my run, like my run, jog, sprint, sessions like that, and so I'll run for 5 minutes. All right. Okay. And then my jogging, all right, it's a little bit more high pace, but I'll switch it up as for, I do the jogging pace on a bike or like on a rower. Like, okay. Okay. But then, so it's going from something super easy, from a walk and like that, where I'm just getting the body in motion. Then I go kick it up a little bit higher, either the bike or the rower for 5 minutes. And then when I get to the sprints, now I'm doing 5 30-second sprints with 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. All right. My body is dying. You know what I mean?
So it's weird because I have do something similar, but it's not on one day, but it's similar. So like there's some days when I will get up and for my quote unquote cardio, I will just go for a 2 mile, 3 mile walk. Now it's not like a mall walk. It's not like oh, I'm just chilling in the walk, but you just go for a walk. But then there are other days when I get up and I do jump rope, and I jump on the rope. Yeah, I have a non-weighted rope and I have a 1 pound rope. So you just do the rope. And when I try to do the rope, much like you were just saying with the sprints, I try to do at least 30 to 45 seconds, just uninterrupted on the rope. Yeah. And then you have your sprint days, and your sprint days are. This is why I battle. Like I battle on my sprint days because the time to sprint is like it's weird. Like it should just be 20 seconds. Should it just be 30 seconds? Should it be a minute? Like how should it be? But I generally try to do 30-second sprints, and then I'll walk for 30, 45 seconds, not still and resting, but just a walk. Try to recover. And then do another sprint, and so I just do those on different days so that I have the highs and lows various days for the conditioning.
Yeah, and the reason you want to do that, all right, and I give this example all the time, all right. Let's just say you're John Smith, Jane Doe, all right. You get off at work 4 o'clock, 4:30, and you're already on the bike trail running your 3 miles at 5 o'clock. Right. And this is what happens to a lot of people, all right, like that. They're trying to lose weight like that, and they're trying to get back into running like that. I love this way that I always tell people, all right. In the beginning, you're gonna see results. Of course, you're gonna receive results. It's novel, all right, like that. Something new. Your body's not used to it. Right. Okay. So you run that 3 miles, take you 30 minutes, all right, and let's say you're burning about 600 calories. Okay. Okay. So then now you're about 3-4 months down the road. Okay. Now what happens? I always get this all the time. Oh, I've been running this whole time and I lost a lot of weight. Now I'm plateauing. I'm not losing the same amount of weight no more. Well, there's a reason for that. All right. The smartest organism in your all right that you have on this planet is your body. It's gonna start to adapt. It's gonna know what's happening to you. All right. And it's gonna know that, okay, Lynn, you get off at 4:30. Yeah. You're already on the freaking 3 mile trail by 5. All right. And it takes you 30 minutes. All right. And now you've been consistent doing that. But it knows now that, you know what, Lynn? The bare minimum that you really need to run this 3 miles in 30 minutes is only 300 calories. That's why you're not freaking losing any more weight and you're plateauing because your body's already adapting. All right. Like that. And so now you take what I'm doing, all right, or what you're doing, Jules, all right, where you're breaking that up, right? You got to trick the body, okay, all right. So I'm doing a steady state like that. Then I started escalate, all right, turn up the knob just a little bit more, right? And then this whole time, so I break it up 5 minutes steady state, break it up, 5 minutes of just a little bit more where it's a medium like that. Then I'm full on, right? And my body doesn't know what's going on no more. So you're talking about trying to lose weight, all right, and then really trick the body and then give it those intervals, like trying to, simulate, those sprints within a mile, those transitions and, and those scrambles, within that 6 minute, period, that round, all right, like that. Because you do have those times, you know what I mean? It's that steady state where both of y'all are trying to fill out each other, not so much movement is going on. now freaking, you know, time is running down, and now you got to score, and you know, looking for the win. What now? All right,
you in
full
trouble.
on.
Right.
You know, both of y'all scrambling, y'all going. You know, one guy pull guard, then he's coming up on the sweep. You don't want to give up the sweep, so now you're rolling through and freaking you're coming to your feet and like that, you know. And then what happens? Whoever finishes on top and they score the points and things like that, boom. Now y'all stalling. You know what I mean? Both of y'all gonna have to catch your breath. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that. Freaking. You know, so it has all those different elements. Okay, where you are freaking steady state. Then you're freaking full on, you know, your heart rate all the way up like a sprint. And then now you're stalling and trying to, you know, just recover your position, or like, you know, just trying to maintain your position, you know, before the next scramble like that. So you have to simulate those things. All right. And, you know, talking about, you know, just tricking your body and it not knowing freaking, you know, if it, you know, because it's essentially going to survival mode, you know. It's literally you're giving those signals like, I'm fucking dying. I need to give this person all the calories it needs so we can survive. You know what I mean? Like that. So, you know, it's going to be the best way and the most effective way, you know, for you to, you know, start to cut weight, lean out, and things like that. If you're, you know, getting ready for a tournament, all right, or trying to lose weight.
So like, so here's a question. So here's a question for you, Lynn, because you, like, you had like you got like a dope like journey. Like, what was your journey like?
Like in jiu-jitsu?
Well, not like in jiu-jitsu, like, but like your fitness journey. Like I remember when I first met you, and I know the Lynn I first met. I know the Lynn now. Like there's a dope fitness story in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So crazy story, right? Maybe not now. People wouldn't really know, but I was like tipping 218, 224.
I've seen pictures.
I'm 160 pounds right now. But 160 pounds now versus 160 pounds a year ago are very different. So when I first started, it was like 2017 when I started working out. I was on and off here and there, fad diets, crash diets, all those things, right? And then it wasn't until like COVID happened when I was like, there's nothing to do. I'm going to start working out. But I hit a plateau. end of 2020, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing. I was lifting, I was but I also wasn't informed. So I was doing everything, and it was actually hurting my body instead of like helping my body. And so then when I started training jiu-jitsu and I started hanging around people in the fitness world, that was eye-opening. Everybody was teaching me how to correct my form when I was working out. I got better lifts. I got better in jiu-jitsu. I got better just all around strength, you know, with my body, and just my body changed completely. And so then being 224 pounds, I was waking up in pain. And now I'm like, pain-free. I'm pain-free, you know, like I'm not waking up sore ankles, my back's hurting, my neck's hurting. I don't know why. Now I know what I'm hurting, you know, if somebody freaking stacked me and just right.
I'm still waking up with pain. But
I still wake up with some pain, but the pain isn't this deep pain where it's like, man, my bones are hurting from being overweight, from not being flexible, from not being able to, you know, just even get up. I remember living in my my townhouse, and it had 2 flights of stairs, and at the top I was like, I can't even freaking breathe. I don't lose my breath like that no more.
You know, it's crazy because it's just like you were talking about, E, like there's so much stuff, and just like you said, Lynn, there's so much stuff that people don't know, and then they think they know, and you go and watch you know, Muscle Man over 40 on TikTok, and he shows you some workout, but he's not there to be with you to help you through the workout. So people don't realize that if you lift weights with the wrong form, you could hurt yourself. Not even a heavy weight. You could just you know, tear a rotator cuff, pop a ligament, like something that's super like innocuous, like you don't even realize it. You didn't think the weight was heavy, but you're doing it wrong. You're putting the pressure the wrong place.
Yes.
Or, which is what I see a lot of people do, is they're not doing the workout right, so they're missing the target muscle.
Oh, that's number one thing that I always preach all the time, you know, for sure. You know, I'm huge on form and function, and then on top of that, just mobility itself. the two major things that I'm always focused on is your knees and then your shoulders. All
Right.
Because for your knees, when do you not squat?
Right.
You're always sitting down in a chair, shit, freaking your morning, poop and everything like that, whatever it is. I'm like,
there's that.
Yeah, you need to, you need to sit down, and stand up easily, and it's very there's a huge cause of concern, that a lot of Americans and stuff like that, just cannot, not do that,
Man.
for sure, especially with just the obesity pandemic, and that's for another topic for sure that we can get into, but that for sure, there needs to be way more awareness around that. And then the other thing is your shoulder. When are you not picking things up and putting it over top of your head? I can't stress enough of how neglected that movement is for a lot of people until something happens and then their arm is taken away. You know what I mean?
You legit can't move your arms without moving your shoulders.
Yeah.
It's like it's not possible.
Like I recently, I remember in high school when I tore my rotator cuff in wrestling like that. Man, it was just the suckiest thing ever. You know what I mean? And I remember I injured my right elbow, and I'm right-handed. I was like, can you imagine just doing everything with your less dominant hand at this point? If you injured your dominant hand,
that's crazy.
I think it was in a sling for like a good 2 months. I like trying to brush your teeth and things like that. I'm like, man, so I know for me and my clients that I train and stuff, like I really I focus so much on making sure strengthening up their knees, all right, having a good set of strong legs, to go through any type of lower body exercises, and then upper body. Yeah, and glutes, boy.
Glutes. I get my peaches out in Georgia.
I had to stop posting workouts of me doing squats, because every time I would post them, I would always have some peaches on my comments from Jules.
I was gonna say guaranteed it was from Jules.
No, every time he posted it, I was like, hard eyes.
Hey.
Yes, I was like, man, I'm getting a little uncomfortable.
What is the saying right now? Sun's out, buns out.
Sun's out, but you're right though. Like that's a nightmare, man. Like when I'm working out in the gym and I see somebody with like bad form, I'm like, bro.
Yeah,
I cringe.
Stop.
Yeah.
And I also hate, this is just me, just this little pet peeve. I hate to see the dude that's got like 859 million pounds on the bench and he can like lift it off the rack and put it back down. Like, bro, you're wasting time. What are you doing?
Lifting, man. That ego lifting will get you in trouble. Like that. For me, I don't mind working out by myself, and I rather just work out with a female,
right?
Because you start to lift with your boys, and you put on 2 plates, and then guess what? I slide on a cookie. Before you know it, someone's freaking chest is ripped.
Bro,
every time though.
Yeah. Have you seen those? There's crazy vids online with people like tearing pegs, ripping. Stop.
Things like that, I just cringe at it, and a lot of it is just those ego lifters that bad form, and then they're trying to hit a freaking PR on a Monday, coming off a freaking a 3-day bender in the weekend and stuff. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
I didn't realize this because one day I was with a friend of mine, and he was at the gym, and I was at the gym, like in the sauna, like whatever. He was in the gym working out. I didn't even know he was there, but so he's there, he's working out. And he's like, yo, come on. And he's like, spot me on this. And he 245, 260, something. He definitely 225, but he had a bunch of weight on there. And so he was like, okay, I did it. Now you do it. And I was like, well, no. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. And so I get on the bench and I get under it, right? And I hit it, right? Like, and this is a weight that I had never lifted before, right? The max I had ever done on the bench was 225. It's a weight that I had never lifted before. But when you go and you work out with chicks and you're working out and you're doing steady weight and you're building that muscle and you're building a strength that it'll be there when you need it. But why do you need to lift 400 pounds?
I'm gonna tell you right now, all right, if you live with a chick, all right, that's the best way to check yourself real quick, all right, because tell me this, all right?
Okay.
If you with your wife, you're working out in the gym and stuff like that, all right? And then would you even have thought twice about putting that much weight on there.
I wouldn't have done it at all.
Why? Because she ain't gonna spot you.
Like it's you and only you.
Yeah. All right. So you're gonna check yourself real quick. All right. I'm like, man, I work out with Lynn all the time, and I'm like, you know, if I can't lift the fucking weight. All right, and Lynn says it all the time. I hope you got it by yourself.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Because I ain't spotting you. I'm staying way back here.
Right.
Camera all out. Yeah, man. I'm like, check yourself, man.
Right.
Just humble yourself, all right? Like
Right.
that.
But,
you know.
But it's not. But realistically, because when I did that, it was pretty dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, like, it's not worth the injury that comes to be able to say, oh, I don't even know I don't even know what the weight was. I knew it was more than 225. I knew it was more than I had ever lifted, but I don't even know what the weight was.
I'm like,
so I can't even brag about it.
Yeah. I'm like, man, that shit's cool in high school, you know?
Right.
All the time, like, you know, that was like, you know, for any guy, how much you bench?
Right.
You know, you better get your weight up.
Right.
Yeah. You know, like that. Now, like, when's the last time anybody asked you that?
Bro.
It's irrelevant. All right.
Right.
At my age now, like, all right, so I take someone like Trell. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I ain't trying to call Trell out. All right, he's a beast.
He's a sight,
And I do
is.
not care that he.
Crazy
I don't care that he
stuff.
benches. All right, freaking 225 on the incline. All right, I'm still coming after that. All right? Your neck is mine. All right?
Right, like, doesn't make a difference.
I'm
to
10
me.
years older than you, about 50, 60 pounds lighter than you. I'm like, all right, I'm holding my own.
The weight. So realistic. This is just the way I look at it right now. The way I look at it right now is this: if you're competing in the 165 pound division, like, you need to be able to move around 165 pounds. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm not competing against a 315 guy, so I don't.
Yeah,
315 means nothing to me. Like,
No,
like
for sure.
I've got something to produce the way 315.
yeah, no, yeah. For sure.
Second Amendment.
Hey, so I want to get on, you know, sticking with this whole, okay, now we're with the cardio, all right, and then, you know, now you got sprints over runs like that, and so now Lynn is the one that came up with this question for me the other day, because she was asking me, you know, like that. All right, well, now do I do my cardio before or after my workouts?
Cool.
Right? So right now a lot of it is just going through cardio. So and again, you know, my first question is, okay, you know, it depends. You know, what are your goals? All right, I'm always gonna ask you that. All right, so if you go to a trainer like that or and things like that, it's a big red flag if they don't ask you this question off the bat. You know,
right?
Depends on what you know. What are your goals? All
right.
Like that. If they're already answering your question and telling you, giving your whole freaking workout plan and stuff, run. All right, like that. All right. Depends on what your goals are. And so what I was telling Lynn the other day is that, all right, it just depends on your goal. All right. Are you looking to lean out, lose weight? Or are you looking to build muscle?
Right.
Okay? Like that, or get, you know, put on some pounds, build some lean muscle on. Okay. So if you're looking to lean out and lose weight, okay, then I'm gonna tell you, go ahead and focus on your cardio. Get your cardio in, all right, like that. Same thing what we've been talking this whole time. All right, let's focus on your cardio, all right, and then you can do the lifting weights afterwards, all right? Because again, these are two competing signals that you're telling your body, all right, like that. You cannot, all right, in a perfect world, all right, like that, you know. Let's put it in these terms like this. Okay, you're playing a video game and you're building your character. All right.
Okay.
How many times, all right, you going straight 100 this, 100 that, 100 this, 100 on speed, 100 on strength, 100 on endurance, 100 like that.
Magic potions too.
Like that, yeah. I like, in real world, is that really happening?
Right.
No, man, there's attributes, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that. You
Right.
have certain attributes.
Yeah.
Okay. And like that. And when you're focusing on one attribute, all right, that means another one realistically is gonna go down.
Right.
Like that. It's not a perfect world. You know, this is not, you know, a game or anything like that. All right, you're gonna have to give tit for tat for these things. All right. So if you're telling me that you want to focus on your endurance, all right, you're gonna start to sacrifice a little bit of strength.
Right.
And the reason you're gonna do that is because that is your goal.
Right.
Okay. Now you're telling me you want to start to build muscle and get stronger. Then guess what? your speed is going out the door.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's gonna that bar is gonna, all right. It's just you know, it's the levers. All right, like that. One way, one's gonna swing, you know, higher, you know, than the other, and vice versa.
It has to
all right?
happen.
Yeah. And so that's when I'll ask you, what are your goals? You know, if you're telling me you want to build muscle, all right, why the hell as a trainer, or why am I going to be telling you to go ahead, do sprints on the treadmill, or go do a 3-mile run on the treadmill like that, and then now, you know what, go lift, put 2 plates on and start lifting heavy weights. All right, your legs are already done. That's
right.
exactly what I told Lynn.
Yeah.
All right, like that. Think about that. Why are you going to be doing all this cardio? You get a leg workout in like that, and then now your legs are finished. All right, and now you're telling me you're expected to start freaking deadlifting 315 or squatting 225 for reps and things like that. No, you're fucking tired and fatigued. All right.
One thing you're gonna get is hurt.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you're already tired, fatigued, and then your form and your function is gonna be out the door for sure.
Yeah.
Like that. All right. So, you know, you do your mobility drills, your stretching and stuff like that. All right, and then you go into your heavy lifting. All right, if that's what you're trying to do, you know, whether it's your 5x5s, you know, your 3x10s, or, you know, your 3x12s, whatever it is like that, and you start to lift for that strength,
right?
You know, like that. Then afterwards, all right, I'm not even gonna tell you to freaking do, you know, medium to freaking high intensity cardio either. All right, what your cardio is gonna look like, all right, is a simple walk.
Right.
All right. Mm-hmm. You're telling me you want to build muscle. All right, why are you gonna now go on the treadmill, and then now you're gonna start to burn all these calories, and again, all right, freaking start to then your calorie output is gonna start to freaking be more than your calorie input.
Right.
All right. So if you're building muscle and you're trying to hold a certain maintenance calorie, all right, but then, you know, you're getting close to 2,500 calories burned just through your workout. Now you add on another, you know, 800 calories on your run and stuff like that. Now you're in a deficit.
Right.
All right.
Which means you're getting smaller.
Yeah, you're losing weight. All right. You want to be in a calorie surplus.
Right.
So if you want to get the cardio, your cardio is looking just as a simple walk. Mm-hmm. All right. Because, you know, you don't want to start to, you know, boost up your you know, how much calories you're burning. All right. And then start to be in a deficit. So, but then vice versa. Okay, now, you know, you want to be leaning out. Okay, you want to work on your endurance and things like that. Okay, well, muscle's not conducive to what you're trying to do. You know, whether you're trying to, you know, have a lot more endurance on the mat, or you're preparing for, you know, some type of, you know, triathlete, you know, or Ironman, whatever it is like that. Why do I want to carry all that muscle on me? You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna be lifting 5x5s and building all this muscle in a calorie surplus and things like that. No, all right. Now I'm starting to lean out. I'm in a calorie deficit, all right. And then all my workouts are prone. So okay, now I'm gonna get all my my cardio in, all right, specific to what I want to do, all right. But then again, you know, I still need to be mobile and keep some strength on. All right, because again, you know, you start to pare down your muscle. Last thing you want to do is start to pare down muscle, you know, through weight loss. All right, and you know, and how many times, you know, like you see those guys that are always constantly running and they're skinny, but then what? You know, it's that phrase, you know, that skinny fat. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's because it's just you know, it's just because, you know, they're paring down so much muscle. All right, and in all actuality, you know, their body fat, you know, index is a lot higher now. You know what I mean? Because they're not holding on to that muscle.
Right.
You know, you're losing weight, but then also you're also decreasing your muscle mass. All right, so in turn, you're actually freaking your body fat percentage is actually going up and increasing.
The funny thing is, I was just thinking about it. You know what the common thread is of all of this stuff?
Cardio.
You have to know what the fuck it is you want.
Yeah.
Whether it's business, whether it's sports, whether it's fitness, you have to know what it like. You can't just be out blindly doing some shit and thinking it's gonna work. Like, you have to know what you want.
People want it. They want it all. They want the cake and eat it too. You know,
right.
With the cherry on top. All right, and that's not the perfect world, you know. And so, you know, is there phases for these things? Of course there's phases. You know what I mean? You know, there's times that you want to build, there's times that you want to lean out, there's times that you just want to be maintenance, you know, there's times that you're focusing on like that. And see, and those times like that, when you really start to focus it like that on your fitness journey, all right, that's when, you know, as soon as things start to get stale and you switch it up, you're never going to hit a plateau.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
but the thing is that people just get so attached and locked onto, you know what, this is what made me lose all the weight in the beginning. It worked for me one time. It's going to work for me. I know it's going to work for me again. I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Like, you know, get it out of your head. Let's switch it up. Let's do something different, you know, have different type of modality, freaking something more novel like that. And I promise you, it's going to, you know, you're going to start to
said
get back on track.
about the body being so, like, I mean, of course, it's the greatest machine in the world, right? Like, it's the best machine in the world. And it gets down. It's even to the point where I've recognized it. You can go to the gym every day, 4:30, and you can start with, you know, curls, military press, tricep pull downs, and then lat flies. And then eventually it gets easy. And then you go to the gym the next week and do lat flies, military press, overhead, and end with curls. And just changing the order that you do the exercise, your body's like, wait a minute, what just happened?
Yeah.
Because it's used to working in a certain way. If you change that up again and really make it like a real change, then your body's like you said, it starts to grow.
I can take a workout, all right? Let's just say, you know, someone that's not focused on, you know, building muscle, you know, like that, and but let's say their workout is getting real stale with their legs. You know, they're probably doing squats, you know, 2 to 3 times a week, and you know, they're doing three sets of 10. All right, and let's just say just something very simple where it's like 175 or something like that. All right, and you know, but they don't really care to, you know, the risk reward of going higher. It doesn't enthuse, you know, it doesn't even attract them at all, you know, like that. They're not trying to, you know, lift two plates on each side or anything like that, but they just want to maintain that. How can they change it up? All right, okay, well, now there's pause reps. All right, that's a great way to change up your workout. I guarantee you, you know, if you're doing 3 sets of 10, all right, and then you pause at the bottom, you know, 1 to 2 seconds,
that's a nightmare.
All right, I can guarantee you, because you're so used to lifting, all right, at a consistent tempo like that. Now you pause at the bottom, you tell me how freaking hard that workout becomes. All right,
it's a nightmare
like that.
It's a nightmare.
And then guess what? Now you fucking sweating your ass off, and I guarantee you, after that first set, you're probably going down about 10, 20 pounds. You're like that, like, fuck, you know, I didn't realize that, you know, like that. All right, you didn't even have to go up in weight or anything like that, but all you did is just change that one little thing. Pause, you know, pause reps, or then even you're doing your, you know, I want to say they call it your 4-3-2 reps, where it's about 4 seconds coming down, 3-second pause, and then 2 seconds coming up. You know, like that. All right, that's on a different level, just because now you're just so aware. All right, in the workout itself.
Right,
like that, because now you're subconsciously you're counting it out, and then on top of that, you're not letting your form break down, you know, so you don't run into injuries and things like that. You're talking about being into your workout. Do something like that,
bro. That
all right? Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's seen this. Anybody who's gone to the gym has seen this. You've gone to the gym. You go every day. You go up 4:30, and you see the chick every day, bro. And all she does
hitting
is
those
legs.
kickbacks.
All she does is legs, bro. That shit do anything else, bro.
You know, those dog peas.
You know? But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. She walking her all the way around the gym with that band, you know, like that.
Bro,
yeah.
You as the peach master, as the peach master, bro. Because a lot of women, like even my wife, like she's not focused on peaches, but she's really like legs. Like she like it's like she wants her legs to look a certain way. So it's a lot of leg workouts. But so the women that are listening, that are looking for that aesthetic beauty with the legs, but they want, or this dedic. I mean, maybe it's for them, maybe it's not, but they want the peach journey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you
Everybody wants that
recommend
J-Lo butt, you know?
I mean,
right.
I would like one.
Yeah.
J-Lo's butt.
Right? You know, and everything that I'm telling you right now, you know, when you're switching up that workout, all right, I can get, you know, what is going to start to happen is that now what you're focusing on is on the eccentric motions and the eccentric, all right, the contraction motion, like that.
Right.
All right. A lot of people forget, okay, all right, one thing that I have to always preach to people that are working out, especially when we're doing leg workouts, all right, is that they're neglecting the one thing that they're working out. All right.
Right.
What is that? Their glutes. All right. They're fucking working the shit out of their quads and they're working the shit out of their hamstrings. All right. But at the very top, you know, they're neglecting the one thing that why they even doing the workout, and it's their glutes. All right. And activating their glutes. And what is it? It's as simple as just squeezing your fucking butt. You know what I mean? Like that. So that's what it is. All right. And a simple cue. All right. If you're doing any workout, whether it's deadlifts, squats, you're doing glute bridges, things like that. All right. Simply at the very top, all right, of the lift itself. All right. Tuck your tailbone in. All right.
So if you notice somebody's not doing that, should you squeeze their butt for them?
Man, I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna do oil check.
Oil check.
Yes. All right. See how activated that thing gets. All right. For sure. You know. But yeah, you know, I'm like, why are you forgetting that thing?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're like, you're pumping. You're probably in there, you know, freaking a whole hour pumping out all these freaking leg workouts or whatever like that, thinking that you're, you know, working out your glutes. You're walking sideways on the Stairmaster and think like, stop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Freaking hold it.
Just pinch those boys together.
Hold it, 3 to 4 seconds. You know, work on the on the eccentric and the concentric. You know, squeeze of what you're doing like that. All right. I bet you within 3 to 4 reps, man, your freaking buns are gonna be on fire.
Like
all right,
like
that.
afraid
And
to go to
then
prison.
for sure, you know that workout is really working.
Right.
Out, you know, like that.
Because you get the burn every place else. When you do your curls, when you do this,
man,
you feel the burn every place. When you do your
quads are freaking, you know,
do your
fatiguing,
tries,
you know, like
do
that.
everything else, but you do a leg workout and you
your
butt's not hurting.
Put in those pause reps. You know, put in those pause reps at the very top of your list. Go ahead and squeeze. All right, freaking do that for about 46 weeks. All right, take some before and afters. Hit me up. All right, and I'm gonna post them on my website and be like, give me a shout out. All right, I promise you. All right, like
right.
That thing's gonna be small, round, and tight.
Oh.
Right? Pause. For sure. All right.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But let's, you know, while we're on this topic, all right, because a lot of this, all right, is just right now surrounding, all right, plateaus. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that. And that's a question that, another question that I've been getting is like, what, you know, when you hit a plateau, what should you be doing? Okay.
Right.
And then I just said it earlier, you know, talking about, you know, just cardio weights, all right? When you hit a plateau, all right, it's just, you know, easier said than done, you know, like that. Obviously, you have to really phase in and out your workouts like that. Right. Because it's what you're not doing that it's going to be the answer, all right? And I just recently had a client come to me right now, and again, it was the same story. You know, he found his weight loss journey, you know, or started his weight loss journey through a lot of cycling classes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You know, and it's great. You know, I think he told me he lost like 40 pounds or something like that. But now, you know, he's not. Yeah, he'll go to those soul cycles and freaking like that, where, you know, EDM is bumping and they're fucking just, you know, kick it up, you know, like that, all that shit. You know, and that's just all cool. But then again, he told me, all right, after 4 or 6 months, you know, just plateaued out. You know, I want to continue losing weight.
Right.
Now I got him for the last 6 weeks. I've had him on a strict, just full body workout. You know what I mean? And freaking his body's changing. He's getting stronger like that, and he's starting to see new results like that, because now we have phased out all of that. You know, and so for sure, you know, the easy answer is that what you're not doing at the time, all right, and it's starting to get stale. What you are doing, you need to start to phase out of that. You know. You're doing a lot of bodybuilding, all right? It's time to phase out a little bit of mobility. You're doing a lot of mobility and flexibility. It's time to phase out. Maybe, you know, freaking we're doing some strength, you know, like that. You know, and then, you know, whatever it may be, you know, like, you know, so it's just always back and forth, you know, between those things, you know, and then focusing on something new every single time for sure.
So that question comes to me a lot generally from like various like white belts or blue belts or purple belts or whatever. It doesn't matter. But people in doing jiu-jitsu. I mean, you know, after 10, 12 years, 15 years doing jiu-jitsu, people are like, well, what do you do? And if you go to class every day to do your top move against people all the time, like I'm doing my top 3 things every single time. Yeah, you don't get to grow. Like you do hit a plateau. So what I recommend to people is just like you're saying for the fitness, change something. I will routinely go and just say, you know what? This week, all I'm gonna do is the matrix. Yeah. This month, all I'm gonna do is the matrix, and I'm gonna do just that. Nothing else. Like every goal or every role, no matter who it is, no matter how smashed I get, is gonna be to do this. And then you find yourself growing because now you can incorporate that into your game all the rest of the time.
That's why I love, I'm happy you said that, and I could put it in fitness terms as well, but that's why I love situation roles. Right. Because you put yourself in those situations that you're not strong in, and guess what? Now you're forced to get better at them. Right. Yeah. For sure. Like, because again, if I give you just free will and all right, and put the clock on, and then you're instantly just pulling guard and freaking, and you can bolo 9 out of 10 people like that. Guess what? That's all you're gonna do. You're gonna bolo them, take the back, and then look for your rear nakeds or your bow and arrows and stuff like that. You're never gonna change anything. All right, like that. So now let me see your pass. Let me see your guard pass game. All right. Oh, you don't like being on top? Now, that's why I love doing that thing. Right. So now let's take it in the fitness term. You know what I mean? So, all right. What do you think is your weakest, body part?
Oh, right now my abs.
Your abs?
My core.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
All right. What did we do the other day? You were freaking crying about it.
we were doing the single legs.
Well, yeah, we're doing some drills for single legs, but it was a lot of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. You know what I mean? All right. Okay, I know, all right, I know you can bench 225. Okay? Right. I know, you can squat freaking, 300. I know you can deadlift 400, right? Good. All right. Now let's go ahead and start to work on something else, and focus to start to strengthen it up. You know, that's where, start to phase in and out those workouts where things are not getting started. And then like, are you going to hate it? Of course you're going to hate it, but then, that's where discipline comes into play. All right, like that. It's so easy just to stick to your same routine, like that, and be in your comfort zone. All right, like that. And we've talked about it before. I'm like, but there's no growing, within that comfort zone.
We used to Coach Black used to we would go to the weight room and he would go throwing a bench, and the dude I started working out with, Johnny Means, back when I was 13, he used to do the same thing. 135 on the bar, 20 reps, 5 pounds off, 18.
Drop
5 pounds, bro. By the time you got to just the bar, 45 pounds, and had to lift it once, you were trembling like a leaf. Like you couldn't get, like you needed a spot to lift the bar up. Yeah. Because, whoa, like talk about making you work. It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
make the body. You can lift 225. That's your. Oh yeah, I can get it. Okay, fine. So lift the bar 100 times. Yeah. Just lift it 100 times in a row. Just lift it 100 times in a row.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Lift it 100 times in a row. You're so strong.
Even now, I wouldn't recommend that for no one. But again, when you're at that age and you're listening with your boys, that ego lifting coming in.
Right, I'm not lifting the bar 100 times.
You understand that people, will start to rhabdo will start to set in. When you start to do things like that.
Man,
right?
I'm not doing any of that stuff.
So you gotta be careful with those. Those supersets and then. What is it? The failure list and things like that. I was like, it looks cool and it's good to brag about, but yeah, you're doing more damage to
bro,
your body.
You can get hurt doing that.
For sure.
They call it failure for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
They call it failure for a reason.
I was like, I'd rather fail freaking trying to hold a 4 second hold or something like that, pause reps like that, than freaking really pushing it and just doing mindless thinking, like that, for sure. Bro.
Yeah.
All right. And then at the end, for sure, where we want to wrap everything up is, the most important thing of it all, is recovery. All right. Talking about that,
So important.
You know, I have a question for you, and because I've never done it. I've done you know, dunks, ice baths, and stuff like that. I have one in the gym and things like that. But you know, I know if you done cryo. How was that experience?
So, cryo is, I like it, right? So, one, I've done the ice bath, and the ice bath is longer than cryo. Like the time period is longer, but cryo gets a lot colder, and so it gets colder for just kind of a short layman's kind of way to think about it is what happens. You make your body super cold. Your blood rushes to your vital organs and away from all the places that are inflamed. And then when you get out, your blood flows back in. Everything flows back to kind of a normal spot. This is kind of like a quick layman's term of it. And for me, being in the ice bath, what I've experienced is that it's not the same level of cold for the same length. And I feel like the cryo gets there in and it gets faster. Now, I don't think that it's one of those things that you do all the time. Like some people do it all the time. I don't think it's something that you need to do all the time because I think it's just like anything else. Your body starts to get accustomed to it.
Right,
and now you start needing to be, you know, naked in the frozen tundra of Canada for it to work. And I'm not doing that at all.
It doesn't even need to get that cold either. A lot of people, you know, that's another thing too, you know, where people start to abuse it and things like that.
Right.
It doesn't even need to get that cold. I think recommended the lowest temperature you should go, I've heard is 30 degrees.
Yeah, something
but
like that.
You know, that takes time. You know what I mean? To acclimate. 30 degrees is very cold.
That sounds very
You know,
cold.
like
My people
that.
have
I
really-
like where they say
Like
you
60
should
is
start is anywhere between 55 to 60.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that right there is, you know, it's cold enough where you're getting the effects, but it's not unbearable where you just want to jump out after like a minute or so.
Right.
You know, like that. And for me, the biggest argument that I'm always hearing is either, you know, for ice bath, it's only topical. You know, it's not even piercing your epidermis like that. As for, you know, cryo is, you know, where they argue is that it's actually piercing, you know, your subepidermis, you know, and actually getting to your myofascial, you know, and really like that. Because essentially what, you know, with an ice bath or anything like, you know, kind of cold recovery like that is that it's virtually just slowing down your body. All right. So, you know, let's say it's like actually slowing down time from it still aging while the inflammation goes away and it speeds up recovery. You know, and then obviously when you once you get out like that, and then now your blood starts to rush back like that, then you know you should have the lactic acid is all gone, and then the inflammation is gone for sure, like that. You know, and then also, you know, for sauna as well. You know, it's vice versa. You know, so it's always great to have that cold and hot, you know, contraction, for sure. That you know, for me, I've always, you know, I've loved the recovery when I was, you know, religiously doing ice baths and sauna and stuff like that, especially sauna. You know, there's so many benefits for sauna. Like that. One of the biggest things that I've heard through a statistic is that it reduces mortality rate by over 30%. Like that. So
really,
yes.
Yeah,
All right, that alone right there is just a big reason for you, you know, and it doesn't need like that. I'm talking about 20. I was like, for me, I was doing 20, 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, for weight loss reasons, you know, getting ready for my fights and things like that. But you know, I was just enjoying just so much of the benefits. As for, you know, I'm talking about your skin, your hair, your nails. You know, the recovery, you know, even this, you know, this statistics coming out like that, like, man, you know, there's just so many benefits like that. All right. But I will say, and we were joking about this the other day, I was like, do not be that person doing push-ups, all right, or has brings a dumbbell in from the floor, you know, like, all right. Sauna, all right, and ice bath is strictly for recovery.
The only time that I think that any of those things help, because I've done this too, and it's not even the same, but it's like Bikram or hot yoga.
Oh yeah.
And so if you're gonna if you're gonna do anything that's hot, or and then something on top of it, and the only reason I recommend those is because with that heat, comes relaxation,
Yeah.
and with that relaxation comes deeper stretches, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But bro, I've been in the sauna and seen a dude like full on shadow boxing with like 2.5 pound weights in his hand. I'm like, bro, first of all, you fucking up my experience. You fling a sweat all over me, and I'm not for that. But two, like your form is bad, fam. Like just like lean into the hook a little bit. Like what are you doing? Let me show you how to do this.
All right, the only reason, all right, is that I would even tell anyone to like move around and do things like that in the sauna is because to get your sweat started.
To start.
All right, that. So, in my instance, I'm cutting weight, all right, like that. I want to get my freaking sweat started. Once I break my sweat, I get out and then I start to actually go to the cardio machines and like that, so I get my sweat started. But as I'm in a freaking sympathetic state, meaning that now I'm starting to freaking control my cortisol levels and knock them down and things like that and just relax. That's what it is. I'm relaxing. I'm chilling out. All right, like that. I'm controlling my breathing. I'm trying to just, get myself freaking,
Zen.
I'm trying to get out, my body out of that jazzed up state.
Yeah.
Freaking taking that C4 pre-workout like that. My heart beating.
I don't know how you do all. You know what pisses me off the most about the sauna though? It's not even the dude that's in there like being a spaz like that. Okay, whatever.
Is it the old man that's naked?
Bro. Okay, so no, I mean, it depends on how much squats he's done, but it's not even that, bro. It's that when you're in the sauna and you're trying to chill and you just want to relax, and like you look at your Instagram or you look at, and then the phone overheats, and then you have to like you have to stop, and now you're sitting there and it's like, bro, I just want just make me like a case that will keep my phone cool while I'm in the sauna, so that when I'm in there for those 20 minutes, because nothing, but when it phone too hot, temperature needs to cool down, then you're sitting there with no music, and now you can hear the dude grunting next to you.
You better get a freaking patent right now, bro. You're gonna come out with it tomorrow.
Look, the dude is sitting next to you going, ugh, ugh, and you're like, fam, if you got a grunt like that in the sauna, bro, get out.
I tell you what, one thing that's worse than that is that one dude, all right, like, and I've told Lynn this before, I hate people that just can't be in a room and just be silent. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So then you got that one dude that just wants to tell you, hey man, what kind of music you listening to?
Every time.
And I'm like, I'm just trying to chill, And I've had this guy before, man. I remember this one guy freaking, he's like that. That's how he got his foot in the door, like that. Before I knew it, I figured out why he lost his leg, that he had a heart replacement, how he lost his club in Vegas. Like he used to own a successful club in Vegas. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to relax. Like,
and the weird part about it is, it always happens. Like they're always like, they tap you and then bro, I got my headphones on for a reason, fam. Like I intentionally came in here to block the world out.
My hat is low, hoodies down, earphone blast. Like I'm in my own world. Leave me alone.
Right? They're like, can you talk to me about graham crackers? Like, no.
Don't interrupt in the sauna.
So this actually happened. Like this is super creepy. But one day I was in the sauna, and the dude was like I'm there, and I think I'm pretty sure I was cutting weight for a tournament, right? So I'm not in, like I'm in a hoodie and some sweats, like I'm way overdressed to be in a sauna, right? And so I'm there, and this dude in a blue Speedo, right? It's like, hey, hey, it's like, okay, he's doing this from across the room. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, you like your work? Yeah, I work out a lot. So then he says, I'm in a hoodie, bro. You have beautiful muscles. Fam, I'm in a hoodie. There's no way that you can see my muscles. I'm in a hoodie. Yeah. And then, they look like they need to be rubbed. Bro, listen to me. Oh, bro. Listen to me. Stop.
Let me
stop.
Let me guess with Jim. Was this LA Fitness?
It wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't.
LA Fitness be having some weirdos, bro.
No, it's just like I mean, I get like people go to the gym because the other thing is like I don't like to go to gyms where like at prime time, like the meat market time. Like I don't like I'm either going early in the morning, I'm going late at night, I'm going to a gym like yours, where it's like a gym where people like these are people here that come to work out. Like I don't want to go there. Everybody's got on. I can't stand that, bro.
Boutique gyms are so underrated. You know
bro,
what I mean? Like,
can't stand that, bro.
I love the vibes of having people in the gym and working out, but I do not need it so crowded that, you know, people just hogging up shit and stuff like that.
Well, everybody's taking a selfie.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't need all that. You know, like, guys, give the boutique gyms a chance. All right, support the small boutique gym for sure.
Well, you're
not gonna run into those weirdos.
But you also get the gym, like when you go to those boutique gyms, like you get people that are there that legitimately want to help you out. Like they legit want to help you out, and you can get the attention. So completely apart from that, like when I was in college, I went to U of H, Central Campus, U of H, huge class, freshman, you're there, freshman class, it's 300 some people in the room, right? Then I went to TSU, freshman class, 45 people in the room. I'm one of those people that if I'm going to learn, like that special attention is good. Like it's better for me. Yeah. And you know, and that's what you get at a boutique gym. You get a boutique gym, and the owner may come through and be like, "Hey, you may want to try to do this. You may want to try to do this. You may want to try to do that." Like you had at the gym with the workouts. Yeah. Like you had workouts there. So you come and do your workouts. It's different. You know, you go into some of the big box gyms. You know, they just want to sell you some C4 at the door. Like here you go. Yeah, we got towels in that piece.
I have no problem when I'm walking the floor and I see some bad form. I'm like, hey man, you need to do this, or you know, try doing this or something like that. You know, and it's just, you know, it means the world to those people. You know, like that they got, you know, that they can have some type of help like that. Just because they don't know better. You know what I mean?
Right.
For sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so like that.
I also think ice cream is good for recovery.
Oh, heck yes.
Man, don't even get me started. All right, like that, for sure.
All right, don't judge me, but I do eat ice cream right before a lift.
Well, you know, so I know, I get it. But, you know, one of those things, it's weird that people never think about this. It has nothing to do with ice cream because ice cream is different. But, you know, marathoners will drink a light beer during the marathon.
Bro,
I never heard that.
Bro, you'll drink like those guys who run the ultras and the marathons, they'll drink a beer. And it's a light beer. Something about the carbs, something about the something that you're doing the run.
That's the only thing,
bro.
Just the
it's
carbs.
Crazy though. But they will, and they'll do it. And
do some research on that,
bro.
One
yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. It's but it's just like you remember. What do you do when you what did you do when you were wrestling and you would go compete, and you would go and you needed a quick energy boost.
Oh man, yeah, you know, I have some snacks on the side and stuff
so
like
gummy
that.
bears,
yeah, you know,
just liquid sugar.
Yeah,
and you're like gummy bears.
Yeah,
yes, bro. Yeah. Gummy bears.
Yeah,
you know,
or you need to cut weight. Sour gum.
Yeah, you know, well, just gum in general.
Just gum, but sour gum, like,
bro. Cutting weight, man. We in high school, we would just we would always have a bag of Skittles and an empty water bottle like that. By the time we filled up that water bottle, that was guaranteed about 2 pounds. You know, and like that. It was crazy. Yeah, that's how we cut weight in high school.
Oh my god!
Horrible, terrible.
Yeah, that's all the wrong ways, guys. All right, come see me for the right ways now, for sure. All right, like that. But let's get back to recovery, right? Because you know, ice bath and sauna and stuff like that. Those are great ways like that, but those aren't even the big box, you know, not the big rocks that you need to be moving and stuff like that. The number one thing, you know, that you should be really focusing on is controlling your stress levels like that, you know, because just your thyroid and your hormones and stuff like that will be super out of whack if you can't even, you know, control those like that. And a lot of that just comes with your rest, just sleep. Right. People just don't understand how important sleep itself is, you know. Like that. And I just finished hearing a study that you know, that the average person needs to have what?
They say
6 to 8 like that. I just recently heard right now, and I want to do some more research, but they were talking about the average person honestly just only needs 4 consistent hours of REM sleep. Like that. Okay. Like that, because how many times, you know, throughout, especially you know, me and you, right? You know what I mean? Right now, baby in the house, and a newborn coming on the way.
Right. Like
I'm like, you know, your sleep schedule is so disrupted. You know what I mean? So, you know, obviously at night, you know, the very little time that you can get, you know, like that, all right, if you can get a good 4 hours of consistent REM sleep, you know, like that. And so, you know, and a lot of that, you know, is due to people just having a lack or no routine, a sleep routine, like that, you know. 30 minutes, an hour beforehand, you know, start to turn off the lights, get the electronics out the way, get off your phone.
That's the best.
You know, like that, you know, start to, you know, read a book or something like that. You know, I'm not a big reader, but, you know, the things like that, just everything needs to, your surroundings and your routine is a great thing that you have to start to put yourself in a, like that, where everything is starting to darken down. You know what I mean?
Do not disturb at 10 p.m. So the only person that the phone gets through is like, it's either like, you know, family, like certain family, like mom, dad, wife, family, kids. That's it.
Not even on my phone.
And then like but you know, like things like, and then put your, like, one of the things I do is I put my phone on a charger, and the charger's in a different room. Yeah. Like it's over there, because.
Yeah, you always have those tendencies. Just if it's by your nightstand, you're gonna. You know,
you just go and you just pick it up. And
I have so many times like that, you know, where I have, like, cause I told Lynn all the time, I was like, I just can't turn it off sometimes.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm always thinking about something, and you know, I remember one night that you know, I just the start of this podcast. You know what I mean? I just had so many ideas, and I just remember I was dead asleep, and it just came in my dream, and like 1:32 in the morning, my eyes opened up. I was probably on my phone for another 2 hours, you know what I mean? Like that. And so that makes sense, you know, it does make sense, you know, like that, you know, but other than that, like nothing comes through my phone past 10 o'clock, because I love the, that sleep on iPhone, you know? Like that, you know, I love that because they already tell you, all right, if you have it set, whether you want 6 hours or 8 hours, like that, it already has a timer. It completely turns everything off, no notifications, everything like that. Do not disturb is automatically like that, and you don't get nothing, and then and it does alert you like, hey, it's time to go to bed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but those are those routines that you should start really putting in yourself, like that. You know, again, you know. That's icing on the cake and the cherry on top with the ice baths and the sauna. But if you're not even, you know, getting yourself in a great routine to start to get more rest, you know, like that, you know, it doesn't matter, you know. And people, you know, people don't understand. Like, you know, ever have those feelings when, you know, you did get it on, you did go to bed in time,
right,
like that, and then it's time for you to wake up, but then you feel so lethargic you don't even want to get out of bed,
right?
Right, because I can guarantee
your sleep was trash.
Yeah, your sleep was still trash. Exactly.
See, for me, so 100% recovery, the best recovery for me, honestly, is rest, water, and the right meal. Like that to me is that's the way I want to recover. When I go and we have comp class or after a tournament or whatever, I really don't want to do anything other than just like sit and chill and rehydrate and use the water to flush out all the impurities that are there and all the help neutralize the acid buildups and all that. Like I just want to just chill. Yeah. Because, you know, I mean, like I said, ice baths are great, sauna's great, but all of those require you do something else.
Those are just small rocks. Those are just small rocks. You know what I mean? If you're not pushing the big rocks like sleep and then reducing your cortisol levels for stress, all right, like that, I'm like, you're always gonna have a huge imbalance.
So you know what I hate about massages?
No, I don't know.
This is what I hate about massages. And they're good. Like I like deep tissue, but you go someplace, you get a deep tissue massage, right? And the place that you went is 20 miles from home, and this is Houston. So then you get this great relaxing massage, then you jump in the car and have to fight traffic for 20 minutes to get home. And now I'm completely knotted up and mad as shit. And I spent $100 on a fucking massage. Like it was fucking worthless. You know what I'm saying?
Stress level.
Bro, I just want to go home and close the door, like just chill. Just chill and get back to zero. Just get back to zero and then do it again next time.
Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm right there with Jules. Nothing beats a good meal. A nice, like for me, nice meal, hot shower. I'm relaxed. I shut off. My phone's in the kitchen. I'm in my bed. I'm asleep. Nothing beats that. Nothing beats a good sleep.
No, for sure. All right, guys. Until next time, this is Sweat Equity. I'm Eric Valdez, Jules Johnson, Lynn Lopez,
He's
guys.
the king of the peaches.
All right. All right. Like that for sure, guys. All right. Again, all right. You can find us on Instagram at SweatEquity_HTX. All right. We're already published on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. And again, guys, if you want to go ahead and skip through like that on different chapters on our topics like that, they're in the bottom of the description. All right, and you can just fast forward right straight to what you want to, the information that you want to get to, guys. All right, and not waste time for sure. All right, if you have any questions, on health and fitness or any other topics that you want to bring up to us, guys, please, we put out those Q&As every single week. All right, leave your comment in there, and we'll give you a shout out and answer your questions for you as best as we can. All right, and if we don't know, we'll do the research and get back to you for sure. All right, y'all have a good one. All right, happy Father's Day. All right.
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Father's Day, Lynn.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
All right. Happy Father's Day to all the men out there for sure. Take care of your dads. All right, like that for sure. They're a great figure in your life. All right. Not just your mom. All right, for sure. Okay. So y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. All right. Until next time. We're out.
See ya.